daughter had an affair with my other daughter's husband, so I uninvited her from Christmas. Did I go too far? This is OKOP, the home of the craziest stories in the world. I'm Sam. And John, do you think OP went too far?
If you're trying to sleep with your sister-in-law, basically, brother-in-law, basically.
I'm just trying to get closer to my family.
That might be a little too close for the family.
But
you know what I mean?
We're close to right now.
What?
The Christmas season. Happy holidays. Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. In the right way.
Yeah, I mean, I think we might have at least one ho in this story. So let's get into it. Let us
spill that tea.
So Electronic Gas 5769 says, I am the mother of 4 children, 2 older sons and 2 younger daughters. All of them are adults and have moved out a long time ago. I've always been close with my daughter, Sally, while Penny has always liked to have her own space, which I don't mind. They're both beautiful, talented young women that I thought I couldn't be more proud of.
I thought?
Oh. Because they are thoughts. We're having early Christmas this year. First week of December, I was inviting everyone around for Christmas dinner, gift giving, and the lots. When I phoned Penny yesterday to clarify a few things, she mentioned that she and her husband would not be coming.
Why?
When I asked, she said they had separated for now as he had cheated.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I cheated on you.
I gave this in a box to someone new.
And they opened it.
I said that it was surely better to spend time with family if this was the case, and maybe she should come home for some time. Like, who better to console you and comfort you than your family?
Exactly.
Who better to bone husbands than family?
Put ICU in the comments if you know it's about to happen.
She ummed and she awed, but then eventually she told me he had an affair with none other than effing Sally.
There it is.
And guess what, John? Guess what?
What?
It wasn't a one-time thing.
No. Don't make it multiple times.
It wasn't a 2-time thing.
No.
John,
Stop.
It was 2 years. They had been seeing each other for the past 2 years. I felt sick. For the past 6 months in our talks, Sally has alluded that she has been seeing someone and was typically girl in love.
God.
You'll never guess who I'm seeing. You'll never guess. I uninvited Sally to the Christmas gathering and blocked her.
Wow.
OP's the mom.
Wow.
OP blocked Sally.
Instant no contact.
I don't know if I'm able to deal with her before Christmas, but this is family time and family can't hurt each other like that. I'm at a loss, in all honesty. Penny is now coming, which is good because at this time she needs stability of people who love her, in my opinion. The problem is that Sally naturally thinks I'm in the wrong. It's none of my business, and as her mother, I can't block her and remove her from the family. As her mother, I think she can.
I think she literally can do that.
My sister thinks I shouldn't get involved in their personal lives, which I think is BS. My daughter needs us right now. But then she tells me I have 2 daughters to think about, which I think isn't true. Sally has forfeited that right at the moment. You are no longer my daughter. Which, what do you think? Is that too far? I'll take a pause right here. There's much more to the story, but I would love to know from the audience, do you think OP's taking it too far where it's like, I'm not your mother anymore? I would love to know your comments. Put it down. But John, what do you think?
I think it's totally fair to be like, kind of like temporary, basically, where you're like, hey, I'm going to block you right now because we are going into the holidays. Your sister is the one that needs consoling and support right now. So I want to make sure I'm there for her. We're going to dive into this like mess later. But for right now, like you did this horrible thing. She needs her family to be there to support her.
Yeah, I do. I think
that's fair.
I if I was OP, I would probably say that in a text rather than just outright blocking.
Yeah.
I think uninviting her makes sense because
totally. It's going to be a
it's going to be a shit show. But I think the better thing to do would just be being transparent and saying, hey, this is why you're uninvited. I'm not blocking you, but I am going to prioritize the person that you just...
She must be just super emotionally charged right now. Which makes sense.
Makes sense. So thankfully, my husband is cooperating with Sally at the moment, but he is also in solidarity with me. So are we in the wrong for uninviting a daughter for Christmas? Again, put your answers in the comments. Edit, my husband showed me that this has gotten a lot of responses, too many for us to answer them all, but we will be reading them before bed. So I guess this is a cute little bedtime.
Yeah, I feel like this is so
snuggle up with your boo and with a Reddit
tuck
story.
me in with my hot chocolate right before Christmas and read me all the Reddit
let me sip
stories.
some of that juicy tea to get right into the bedtime action.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. No better foreplay than a Reddit story about your kids. A small update. Penny's mother-in-law found out. While me and her have only spoken a few times, she did dote on Penny, and I know Penny got along well with her. I haven't spoken to her personally, but I know she phoned my daughter and was really supportive and crying. My sister said that if Sally isn't invited, then she isn't going either, which is fine by me. She wasn't invited in the first place due to the pandemic. Otherwise, I've been working and doing some crochet, so it's been quiet. So before the update and such, is OP the a-hole? Yes or no? What do we think?
You know what? If you're forcing me to say it, the cheating sister is an a-hole. For sure.
Yep.
I do think the mom is a little bit of an a-hole, like 1% over the line. Well, maybe a few percent it's over the line because it is such a immediate extreme reaction bringing it down. When is there some potential conflict resolution that
/ context? Is there any context?
Is there any context that's missing? Yeah, I think basically OP's like, you're not my daughter anymore, right?
Yeah.
Which like
is the most extreme action that you could take.
Which could potentially be a fair, route to go with the no contact and everything. But I think like sitting down and diving into it more, like
don't just believe what your other daughter said or don't just believe the scuttlebutt. Like hear it from the person first before you decide to just completely cut someone out.
Yeah. And again, like the sister deserves, some punishment, but
I would also say OP is not the a-hole, but they like generally just because they're trying to do right by the daughter that was hurt.
Totally.
But I do think that there's just a better way to go about not being the a-hole.
OP is Darth Vader. In her pursuit of trying to do good, she just went a little too far into the dark side. A little bit too far.
I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Have you ever had any family drama to where like you didn't have a family member like show up for Thanksgiving or Christmas because
literally
of it?
Just recently.
Really?
Like this, yeah. Yeah, like it was and it was the dumbest reason. So like I took one of my cousins to YouTube prom. All right, let me okay, story time.
Okay, story time.
Okay, story time. I'll leave it for the end. So, juicy update. You ready?
Let's do it.
Hello all. My Christmas gathering was yesterday and my son and husband wondered if I would post an update for y'all. It's been rather uneventful, but I've been equally surrounded by warmth and love while also feeling heartbroken and lonely. So first of all, since my post, my husband has been teaching me to use Reddit. I've really enjoyed being in some craft communities. That is so cute.
I love that. Adorable.
My daughter Penny has been staying with us. She works from home. My husband and eldest went to get some more of her stuff from the old house. Penny's mother-in-law Jane was there and was very helpful and sweet. She also brought some mint hot chocolate for our Penny and Christmas candles. I know they're her favorite. From what Penny has told me, Jane is having similar feelings to me. A lot of guilt over our children's decisions to hurt people we love. I think at this point, we have to accept that we did our best raising them, but they're adults now and we can't beat ourselves up.
100%. You can't stop your kids from going off and it's not your fault.
And so Jane is the mother-in-law of Penny.
Right.
So, and then OP is the mother of Penny.
Right.
So Penny and Jane are going to stay in touch. I think Jane truly does think of Penny as a daughter/friend. But not everything is sunshine and rainbows, John. Freaking dumb, beautiful bastard.
Oh, God.
You sexy reindeer.
I can't stop myself.
So let's go on to some more negative things. I wrote my letter to Sally during this time. I expressed that I was extremely disappointed and also disgusted. While I will continue to have a relationship with her, I think that's good.
Yes, they're very good. Great.
She won't be welcome to any family gatherings with Penny present unless Penny has met a point in her life where she feels comfortable.
Totally understandable.
makes sense. I told her what some of you had said, that not taking a side would be a side, and that she had, for all intents and purposes, already uninvited herself when she was so cruel to her sister. Sally had apparently come up on Friday and knocked on the door. I was out shopping at the time, and my husband spoke to her. Apparently, Sally and Michael, my son-in-law, are going to continue their relationship. Which, all right, honestly, I'm kind of like if you're gonna f up your whole family, you better be sure, right? Like, you better be sure. So I'm almost glad that, like, in their eyes, it was worth it. You know, like at least something came out of it where it's like going to stick in a weird way.
And like, I guess she was kind of already removed from all the family events, which makes sense. But my next thought after that's like, yes, and it makes the family dynamic harder and
to repair.
Repair.
No, that actually, I didn't think about that. That is a good point.
Because
like,
they'll be, what if they have children together?
What
is that? Cousin brothers? Are we back to the cousin brother level of Reddit?
That level of Reddit is cursed. At least it's like cousin brother-in-law this time.
No.
But
God, Riley, this is your Christmas present to us? Come on, man.
But I do think that is a good point. Like, if they're going to continue this relationship, there's like no chance of them being integrated into the family again.
It's kind of over.
Unless Penny like somehow forgives them.
It's all on Penny. And if Penny would, it would probably take years to happen.
I think the only way I could see the family getting back together again is if Sally and the guy have kids together.
But what if they have kids and they never meet their grandparents because
that's what I'm saying. I think like if they had kids, then I think OP would feel a need to give grandparents to What Riley?
That's probably going to happen. The only way for the kids not to think they're missing out is making them believe grandparents don't exist.
Your grandparents are dead.
Sweetie, your grandparents walked off the roof of a building because they were stupid. Okay?
Yep. That or like the concept of grandparents isn't a thing.
They're going to go to school and be like, Bobby's got parents that are their parents, Mom.
Well, and you're just like, well, you know about Santa? He's also not real. Just kidding. I'm kidding. Santa's real.
You know what I said to my dad when he said Santa's not real?
What?
I was like,
wait, your dad told you Santa's not real?
Yeah.
What?
Should we save it for OK Story Time?
OK Story Time. I want that story. Who? What? What? John, you're 4 years old now.
Yes.
It's a tough, cold, hard place.
You're right. It's doggy dog, Daddy.
I will not support it in any way or form. She may be my daughter, but that man is not welcome. I'm supporting Penny through the divorce, and if Sally ever expects money for the wedding or a house, then she's a very naive girl. My husband sent her away, after which Sally said we'd have to get over it someday. Otherwise, the Christmas gathering was lovely. It was strange not getting drunk and playing board games due to COVID, but it was still a pleasant time. My hip hurts from cooking, but husband and Penny did the cleaning up, so who's the real winner now? I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you very much for the kind words when I last spoke. And John.
What?
So these updates, I want to know what you're thinking, but before I let you tell me what you're thinking, these initial updates came from December 2020. Okay. We are now in October 30th, 2022, almost 2 years later.
No.
And it is a juicy update. But John, I want to hand you the tinfoil hat and I want you to conspiracy theorize what you think this juicy update is going to be.
Sam, I know, but I don't want to know. I know, but I don't want to know.
What do you think? What's your prediction?
These MFers are going to bang each other to the point of bearing a child, and they're going to take that child and they're going to deliver it into the earth like a Christmas present on Christmas Day. And then the OP is now going to be like, well, now I have, what choice do I have? I have an innocent grandbaby that I want to see, and I want to text my daughter that she's on, so what am I going to do? That's what's going to happen.
That's John's prediction. Let me know what your prediction is right now, and let us see if you're right. So I hope this message finds you well. A lot has changed since we last spoke.
Oh, God. Give it to me.
So I'd like to up you because I am finding things a bit difficult right now. First of all, Penny is doing well. She met someone new about a year ago. They're incredibly supportive and sweet, and they make such an effort in getting to know me and my husband. Penny was still living with me when she started seeing them, so I got to watch their relationship develop. I mean, how much did you watch?
Oh, God.
Although
Hey,
Penny
Mama.
is a grown woman, I couldn't help
Oh, God.
but be reminded of when she was a child and having crushes.
Okay.
It was very endearing, and I'm glad I got to witness firsthand the smile her new partner gives her. Penny also got a new job and has moved to Ireland with her partner.
Whoa.
Dang, I don't know where. I mean, maybe they're in Scotland or something, or in the UK.
True, but like,
But Ireland's possibly far.
possibly far and still a pretty big move either way.
Yeah. Sally and Michael have continued their relationship. I don't have a lot of love to give Michael. I am civil enough, but frankly, it is difficult for me to become invested in the relationship at all.
Right.
Michael recently asked my permission to marry Sally, which was disrespectful to say the least.
Oh, God. What?
You only get one of those per family.
I'm low key like, why even try at this point? Like, just if you're gonna do it, just do it low key.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, that's what you did when you hooked up with my other daughter.
come on.
But like, is there anything to say about someone learning?
I mean, like,
I think like there is the argument there for like
I mean, it's getting better.
you're trying. You're like, you know what? I did the biggest F up of all time, but here's me at least trying to do something. I mean, that is one way to view it, but
Doing something.
doing something.
Penny still lived with me last Christmas, so again, they were not invited. I am not hosting this Christmas and am instead going to go visit my eldest son. He and his wife had a little boy at the beginning of this year. They've asked me to stay with them for a little while so I can help with the cooking and the cleaning as they have been struggling a bit. Finally, my husband passed away 9 months ago.
Oh,
He fell while on a walk and hit his head and was there for some hours before someone found him. It's been a difficult transition, to put it mildly. Being a little bit on the older side, I've lost a fair few people in my life, and while I did grieve, I always had the strength to continue. Losing my husband made me realize how much I relied on him, not just to take the bins out or pick me up from choir practice. They have such a cute old person life.
right. Oh my God.
Like, she crochets and shit.
she's from the South.
Oh, yeah, you think so?
Yeah, choir
I guess.
practice, come on.
But all the times I was angry, sad, and overwhelmed, and he was there for me. When other people pass away, at least you get moments of respite in the grief where you just sort of forget they've passed. With my husband, there are only reminders. Every time I wake up alone, when I now have to take the bins out, when I have to cook a meal just for one, there's not really a moment of peace in this grief, and I found it very difficult to deal with. It's his birthday at the end of November, and there was another moment of grief as I had to get rid of my notes for birthday gift ideas in my notebook for him. Everything has just been so painful to deal with, and I just cannot stop crying even after all this time. I just can't even stand to think of the good moments I shared with him because it just hurts too much. I know there's not a correct way to grieve or a time limit, but I just feel like I've got to get up and start looking after myself for everyone around me. I really want to thank any of you that read this. It's been incredible and helpful just to be able to share my feelings a little bit. I hope you all have been doing well. Kind regards, OP.
Wow. Okay. The OP is a tragically beautiful writer.
Tragically beautiful. I feel for you, OP. Dang,
Wow.
that's...
It's all the sister's fault.
Yeah, dude.
Think about it. The husband wouldn't have died and fell and knocked his head on the concrete if the sister would have just stayed.
Kept it
Loyal.
in her pants.
I honestly, like, most likely, yes. Like, no, like, I'm like, there's 1,000 of little things that like cause our lives to change. He probably would have walked a little bit earlier or later that day and
He
not
would have
have
adjusted his foot spacing just 1
He
inch.
wouldn't have been thinking about his family is like falling apart. Sally, you killed your father.
Damn, Sally.
Oh, maybe that's too harsh. But
Yeah, that is too harsh.
that's too harsh. But I mean, with Sally's. But what do you think about how OP has continued to handle this? So like, as of right now, it seems like OP doesn't want a relationship with Michael at all, right? Which understandable.
Yeah.
And also I think is not interested in seeing him change and potentially for the better, which is understandable too. So like, I would love to know what you guys think. Do you think OP holding steadfast, even in the case of this marriage, that they are kind of on the outside of the family looking in. Do you think that's a good decision? I would love to know your thoughts in the comments, but John, what do you think?
After just 2 years, the skepticism is still deserved.
Yeah.
And especially with Michael. But I think if she left like a little door open for improvement, that'd be good. But ultimately, the kicker is the damage can kind of never be repaired.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
So, question now for you.
Yes.
If you had 2 daughters of your own
God.
and you're in the situation of OP,
Yeah.
would you kind of cut one of those daughters off?
So we've had this scenario come up many times on the show where it's like, would you cut off your own child? I'm a big softie, in all honesty, and I feel like I would have a really, really hard time cutting out my own child from my life.
I think so too.
I would struggle with that tremendously.
I mean, I've heard of like parents being like, yeah, if my kid killed someone. I mean, like that happens all the time. Like kids kill people and then their parents are like still visiting them in jail because they still love them.
They still rock for them, dude.
They still rock, you know? So I think I would be in the same boat. But what would you do? If your kid stole your other kid's significant other, what would you do?
What do you do?
Would you cut the cheater off? And also, if your kid killed your other kid.
God. All right. I might draw the line there. I might draw the line there.
I don't know what you think. But should we get into okay story time?
Let's do it.
John, do you want to tell me your tragic story about how your dad destroyed the magic of Christmas?
Maybe this is a glass shattering moment because I low-key just assumed everyone had this experience mostly. So when I was in 4th grade, my sister though was in 2nd grade, right? Or was I in 4th or 5th? Like something like that. Riley is
2 for
shocked.
1?
Riley is shocked.
At the same time?
Yes. So, guys, could you guys tell me if this is like not normal where it's like you reach a certain age? So anyway, so we're like driving in the car, right? And who knows how this got started, but I can also remember it like it's happening right now.
Because your whole world was shattered.
He was like, we had like big red, Ford Explorer driving around. And then he's like, yeah, you know how there's like different fun things that are like fun and like pretend. And it's like such a fun time. Well, Santa, it's a great thing. It like brings happiness and Christmas cheer to boys and girls over the world.
It's a fucking lie.
And I think I said to him, but I was like, but Dad, so I can't see Santa and he's not real. And I can't see God. What about him?
There is no God.
Literally, I think I threw him for the craziest loop he just was not prepared for at all.
That's rough.
Yeah.
4th grade, I still believed in Santa, I think, in 4th grade.
I was still rocking. I had my best friend Joseph, who was literally putting reindeer food in a bowl in 6th grade. And I was like, homie.
Dude, my dad would eat the carrots and he would like jump on the roof and
jump on the roof.
Yeah, and like it was like, oh, that's Santa.
His
and then
big
he would
muscles.
ring the Santa bells. And my sister, I think she pretended that she believed until she was like 15. I think at least pretended. I don't know if she legitimately believed, but
right.
yeah, it pretended at least until she was like 15.
Wow.
Yeah. But I do have my own okay story time.
Okay, let's get into it.
So our mutual friend Jack Gordon, watches videos. He's great.
Oh, yes.
Invited me to this thing like YouTube prom where it was like you take a bunch of people. I am recently single and I guess not that recently anymore. Semi-recently single. And I was like supposed to take a date and my cousin was in town. She's from Arizona, so I took my cousin. And so I couldn't invite more people. But apparently it got through the family grapevine. We were that I intentionally excluded all my other cousins. I have like 50 cousins. And then we met up at a dinner that was supposed to be only like the main family, like
right.
the like all my aunts
cousins?
and uncles.
Yeah.
All my aunts and uncles, and me and my other cousin were there. And then one of my aunts was like, there's blackmail in the family. And she's texting my other cousin saying like, they're intentionally excluding you. You need to exclude them. And it caused this massive family drama to the point that we changed our Thanksgiving plans because that aunt was so mad.
What does your mom think about this?
She thinks it's BS, dude. She thinks it's a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, dude. So yeah, the drama is happening. The drama's there.
Gosh.
It was so dumb. But with that, Do you have a story for me, Johnny boy?
I do. My boyfriend proposed to me on Christmas, but I said no. But it was for a good reason. Should I have left him?
I wonder, can you recover from saying no to proposal? Like, I like, has anyone has anyone ever said no to someone asking to marry them and they continued dating and then gotten married afterwards?
That's a great.
Does that happen?
Yeah, I would say like if like the person's not ready, they're like, I still love you, but like I don't want to be married.
Have
at
you
the
heard
moment.
that happen?
I've seen on TV.
But
I've never heard that happen.
do you,
I mean, I guess you don't
say
hear about
yes in the moment? Just because most of the time, maybe if you're like truly secluded, like literally there's nobody else there. But like if you're in a restaurant or like a crowd of people,
Yeah.
do you low-key just because you're already going to deny them? Do you deny them and publicly humiliate them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Let's do it.
And this comes from r/OKOPshow. Thanks for submitting the story. If you want to have your story read, go to r/OKOPshow, write and submit your story there, or call 440-508-6567 and call in and leave your story. But this particular story comes from Almay OG. I dated this guy, 21 male, let's call him Will, in 2018, and I, 21 female at the time, had just graduated college and found a career in graphic design, so I felt like I was okay to start dating. I met Will on a dating app called Plenty of Fish.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I haven't been on it.
We talked on there for a year before we decided to go on a date.
Year?
Wow.
That's so. It seems too long, right?
That's kind of insane.
That's an insane amount of dick pics that you're sending to each other.
He lived
Yeah, to each other.
He
Riley.
to each other. And he lived 30 minutes from my town and he came to me. We ended up going to a small restaurant and I paid my portion, as I always do. He was sweet and took me home afterwards. Took you home, did he? I gave him a simple peck on the lips and went inside. The next week, he asked to go out again. I accepted the offer because he was nice.
I accepted the offer. It feels very businessy.
Yeah. This time we went to another restaurant and he was asking different questions about my family, so I answered them. When I began asking questions about his family, he told me his parents were separated and that his dad was a severe racist. I am an African American from a third generation
Whoa.
Native American mix. I took that with a grain of salt at the time. He also said that he was living with his roommate, 22 male. We will call him Bob, but more on that later. And that he was currently working in landscaping and that he had started working there just the previous week. At the end of the date, he offered to pay for my portion and I let him since he seemed pretty determined to. This time, I had driven my own vehicle due to not liking his reckless driving the previous time. Dang. And the dates continued until about 2 months after he wanted me to meet his friend, Bob. I agreed, but let him know I was with my sister, 18 female at the time. He said that that was okay, and we met up at a restaurant for lunch. Bob was the definition of the ick.
Oh, no.
If the ick was a man, it was Bob.
The ick incarnate.
He stared at us weirdly like he was at a zoo, and he barely talked to me or my sister.
And he drank through a straw.
How dare he?
Yep. Riley knows. I guess girls think that's an ick.
Comment, is that an ick?
Is
Women of
straw sucking
OKOP?
an ick?
Put us below because our boy Riley has stopped sucking straws.
He's stopped sucking straws because he's worried the women will ick him.
So if you want our boy Riley to suck on straws, please say that it's not an ick.
Yeah.
Or maybe it is. Let us know. My sister was very bothered as she sat across the table from him. Later, when I asked Will about it, he told me he didn't tell Bob I was black.
Bob the racist?
Maybe he is. Bro, dang, can we bring back Bob the Builder? Like, why we gotta get Bob the Racist into this? I want to build a tiny town of happy people. God dang, Bob the Racist.
Bob the racist wants to tear your town down.
Building systematic oppression.
Yeah.
Get the freak out of here. It took Bob by surprise. I'll say now that my family is far from ghetto. We are not rich or well off, but my mom always did everything she could to make sure me and my sister had everything we needed growing up. She made it clear she didn't want us to end up how she did. Fast forward a week and my birthday is coming up and Will sends me this text. Can I propose to you on your birthday?
A text?
A text on Snapchat.
Kind of lame.
Yeah, that seems super lame.
Yeah.
I feel like I am very pro having the conversation first or bringing it up first.
For sure.
I am.
But it should be a surprise where it happened.
Where and exactly when it happens, it's like, oh, like let's do this year or something, or like, whatever. And then it happens on a day that the person doesn't expect. But yeah, the text I'm not a fan of. Not a fan of the text.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Let us know. Maybe is this the
I think it may be a red flag.
Mm-hmm. I was shocked and thought he was joking. Double red flags. Since we haven't even said that we're boyfriend and girlfriend at the time.
What?
And not to mention, it's only been 2 months.
Man just knows. If you know, you know.
So he texts her, "Can I marry you? Can I propose to you on your birthday?" So I laughed it off and told him, no. He called me upset not even a minute later, asking why? Why?
It's been
Why?
2
Why?
months.
And that's when I realized he was serious. So I told him that we aren't even officially dating.
Yeah, that's crazy to ask before you're officially dating.
Come on.
Riley, what's the quickest you'd get married? That's the love of your life. It's a big booty Latina.
3 months.
3 months?
No, probably like a year.
Year?
A year?
Yeah, that's a great amount of time. Yeah. He then tells me that he has counted the years that we talked on the dating app as dating.
Nah, dude.
Wow.
Not at all. Not in the slightest, dude. I've talked to professors for a year. Doesn't mean I'm about to propose to them.
Sam, are we in a almost 3-year relationship?
That is true. John and I have been talking for 3 years.
And we've been spending
And
all our
he
time
hasn't
together.
proposed. That asshole.
Wait, hold on. Check your phone.
No.
I told him in response, no, that was not dating. Talking on the dating app was not dating because it wasn't official. He hung up the phone and didn't talk to me again until the day before my birthday. He said he wanted to meet up with me. I told him I was with my friends at the mall, and he said he would come to me. I asked my friends if it was okay, and they agreed. Sometime later, when we were walking around the mall, I noticed him following us. I assumed he was going to come to us, but he continued to follow us and kept a distance of about another 20 feet for another 10 minutes. Very peculiar.
Weird.
I ended up stopping my friends and going to him. He looked shocked that I knew he was there, lurking behind us like a mannequin. I asked him what he needed, and he simply said, "I bought a puppy."
Your hand in marriage.
I was confused as to why he wanted to meet up. He then says he bought it for us to raise together.
You're too much, man.
He's giving
He's
nice
trying to
guy
lock
energy.
it in.
I asked him if he wanted to stay and walk with me and my friends, but he said that he was going to go home. It was later that I saw a text that he had sent me saying he wasn't going to come to the mall. 30 minutes before I saw him following us. Oh, so before she saw them and everything, he basically lied and was like, "I'm not going to the mall anymore," and was trying to follow them like 20 feet behind them.
Just like tracking her on like Find My iPhone.
And he didn't think that he legitimately didn't know.
I was wearing my invisibility cloak.
How can she see me?
That is like
Bro is just getting weirder.
another red flag.
Yep.
Are they broken up yet?
Not yet, because
Are you not seeing this?
look, Opie, look at it.
Open your freaking eyes.
When I asked him about this, he said he changed his mind and decided to come anyways. So weird. Now it is November 2nd, months later, and I invite Will to my family's barbecue.
No. Why are you still inviting him places?
I invited him because my family was interested in meeting him since my mom and sister let it slip that I was seeing him. The day before we went to the barbecue, we went to the mall and he wanted to go into the jewelry store.
Oh, not a...
Way bad.
But I see you in the comments if you see where this is going.
I didn't think anything of it, and I went to the store with him.
Listen!
He beelined towards the wedding ring section, and this is when I realized what he was up to. He asked the clerk if he could see the engagement rings, and she pointed them out to him, asking if he was looking for a certain style.
He's like, honey, what would you like?
He then turned to me and said, "Which one do you like, babe?"
I am a genius.
I tried to hold my anger in and asked him why we were looking at rings. He then told me he planned to propose to me in front of my family tomorrow.
No.
Guys,
No!
this is...
Why aren't you listening to me?
Guys, double flags. Oh my God. We've gone past the red flag. He has reached the finish line of being a awful, horrendous, like, dump him human
But
being.
I'm just like, how do you have this many red flags just hit you in the face one after another and not break up with this dude? I like, at this point, she has to be like, nah, dude, like, we're breaking up. Right? Right? John, right?
He said he only brought me there because he didn't know which one I would like, as he had been looking at rings for 2 months. I told him it was still too early to be thinking about this and that I wasn't ready to even think about the concept of marriage. He was upset, but he said he would give me more time to come to terms with my feelings for him.
And he's like, all right, it's been a week.
Yeah.
How you feel now? Now. Is now good? Is now good.
How about now? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? At the barbecue.
No.
Buddy.
That dumb bitch. Not OP. I'm talking about this fucking
This
dude.
guy.
This red flagged filth man.
So fast forward at the barbecue. He happily told my family that he voted for Trump.
What? That was a left turn.
My family is full of jokers, so they started to pick at him and he didn't even notice. That is so funny when they're ragging on you and you literally don't even see it.
Maybe he just doesn't get the social cues, man.
But after he left, my family looked at me like I was crazy. Now it's December and he tells me that his dad, the heavy racist who wishes to join the KKK, wants to meet me. Oh my God.
Bro.
I asked him if he told his dad that I was black, and he said yes. I asked him why he wanted to meet me. He said he told his dad that I was the woman he wanted to spend the rest of his life with, that I had helped him out and straightened him up. I asked him where his dad wanted to meet me, and he said at his dad's house.
Weird.
I was not comfortable with this, and I
he's
told
a
him that.
KKK member, dude.
Literally.
Like, that just doesn't seem safe.
I was not comfortable with this and told him that. He acted confused, so I asked him if he remembered how racist he told me his dad and his dad's side of the family was.
Babe, it's going to be fine. We're just going to light the big T on fire.
He told me that his dad would be okay, but I refused to meet his dad. He was ticked about it, but later shrugged it off and asked me what I wanted for Christmas. I told him nothing much. I'm not a hard person to buy for, and told him about a new book that had come out that I would like.
And he's like, but what's your ring size?
Yeah. For the book,
I feel like I could get like a really good book ring for you.
Yeah, exactly. It's just this is a placeholder. You know what I mean? He then said he was happy that he was going to come to my house for Christmas dinner with my family and that he couldn't wait for Christmas. Oh, wait, I thought she was about to say that he wasn't invited over, but I guess we'll see. For Christmas, I got him a nice watch and some Georgia Bulldogs things since he was really into them. On Christmas Day, a large portion of my family came for Christmas dinner, even some that hadn't ever met Will at the barbecue. He got me that book that I wanted, but he pulled me to the side.
Oh, no.
And he showed me
What?
a little cute, tiny little red box with a bow on it. And he said, "Is now a good time? I want to ask your mom for her blessing." Bro, get a hint. Also, real quick, Riley, do we know how it's been, what 4 months now?
Man's asking every single month.
Like, red flag.
Red
Red flags.
flag.
All the red flags. Once again, I was shocked. I pulled him outside away from everyone so no one would overhear us. And I told him, no. I told him he couldn't keep doing this and that I wasn't ready for something like that. I had told him 2 times before, and here he is again waiting to propose. He seemed visibly angry and said he didn't understand why I was playing hard to get. What are
This
you
is not hard to get.
talking about, bro? You are so dumb and oh my God.
Break up with him.
Please.
Please give us a Christmas miracle and break up with him.
Please. He then brought up the fact that we hadn't even had yet, and he doesn't know what's holding me back. Why?
Damn.
It was then that I realized he was going to keep asking me to marry him so he could get in my pants.
So these are horny proposals.
Yeah, there we
Horn
go.
dog proposals.
Mind you, I'm not a virgin, but I'm also not someone who needs sex, and I can go years without it and be fine.
Rough.
So it never really crossed my mind when we started dating. The most I did with Will was kiss. I told him to leave, and he snapped at me that I was being unreasonable. At this point, my uncle had noticed us missing for a while and came out. Now, my uncle was 6'5" and towered over Will. He was also bulked with muscles and his arms were covered in tattoos. My uncle asked if everything was okay when he saw that I was visibly upset. Will said everything was fine and that he was leaving. My uncle stood quietly by till Will pulled out of the driveway before he asked me if I was okay. I told him I was fine and left it at that. I didn't hear from Will for a week. So finally, I messaged him saying we needed to talk. His automatic response was, why? It's not like I cheated on you. I didn't cheat on you. Like, what the heck?
That feels like some accidental honesty.
Oh, wow. At this point, I was just tired of his BS and broke up with him over the phone.
Thank God.
Good job, OP.
OP, we've been waiting for that.
I had wanted to talk to him face to face, but he pissed me off. That's what happened. So, am I the a-hole?
No, you should have been breaking up with him like months before.
So, like, honestly, like the first proposal was already crazy, but if she talked to him and again, like, I mean, it's such a big red flag that it's like, it's just so bad. But
the second proposal, like the first proposal is like a beige flag. I would say it's like, maybe you're just not aligned on what you both are feeling or something.
Yeah.
Second proposal is,
come on,
is not.
Plus all this like weird behavior in between, like following her in the mall. He's like, I got you a puppy. I mean, there's just so many instances.
You can do better. You can do better.
So
and maybe
much better.
Get on a different one than Plenty of Fish.
Truly. What if OP is part of the OK fam?
Are they part of the OK fam?
Yes, this is r/OKOP show.
Oh, wow.
So
are all of these dates like this on Plenty of Fish? Like, have you found any good people on Plenty of Fish? Like, I would love to know.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Please make another post in r/OKOP show. You know how to do it. Tell us your like the gist of your whole dating experience.
Yeah,
on.
I mean, so many red flags. You should feel great knowing that you are justified in breaking up with this dude.
Yes.
Because wow. I'm glad that this weird dude has been kicked to the curb.
Truly. Amen.
Amen.
And that's a wrap. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you, and we'll see you tomorrow.